Hi everyone, this is the movie for your homework assignment for Unit 4, which is Chapter 6. So I'm in MS Project, and I'm going to go ahead and open up the Simple Assign Work resource, which is in your, you can download it from Blackboard. So let me go get mine. I have already downloaded it. I'm going to put, I am going to copy these. What's going on? Sorry, I should have done this. We want to take all of these and we want to copy them to movie. Okay, so inside your download, we want to find the Simple Assign Work resource right here. So we're going to open that file. I'm on page 117 in your textbook, and it's going to open up, and we want to check right here is what we care about. So if I come over here to task view, and I think that's good. We want to do note that it's this new book launch is 41 days. 41 days, and currently there's no work assigned to it. Now my columns may be in a different order than what's on the book, and there might be some missing ones. So I did want to go through that. If you look at 117, they've got duration and they have work over here. So if I want to move a column, I'm just going to click on the header, get my cross with the arrowheads, and then just, oops, too far, put it right there. And then so we're going to do task, duration, start, finish, and then I want to do a percent complete. So I'm going to do the new column, percent complete. I want to add another column that is cost, right, like that. Add another new column that is work. I'm going to go all the way down here and find work. So let's see if I'm in the right order. Okay, cool. So now mine looks like the picture on 117. The big things here is it's 41 days and 0 hours work, right? So we're going to change that. So if you look at page 118, we're going to switch back to Gantt chart view and use the Assign Resources dialog. So one of the things that I think students struggle with is like remembering where this stuff is. So one of the easy ways is just to go up here to the little light bulb and do Assign Resources, and it'll bring you up to that dialog box, right? And so as you're still learning, we can do that. So it says to task 2. So I'm going to click on my task 2. I have my Assign Resources dialog box up. So assign launch members, that's going to be Carol. So I'm going to click on Carol and I'm going to say assign. Notice that the cost value is $420. We're going to go ahead for task 3. And we're going to assign Tony. I'm going to scroll down, pick Tony, and assign. So Tony has no pay rate, right? Because she has no cost associated with her. So her assignment is 0. In the lower pane, so we don't have that up. So we need to get that up. So let's come over here. So I want to get the task form at the bottom. So I went to view right here where it says details. We're going to click on that, and I want it to be the task form. Note here you can click on whatever one you want, but we want task form. So in the lower pane, display the task form view. That's step number 4 with work details. So assign the following resource to a task. As you do so, note the duration, units, and work values. Okay, so we want, let's see. So we want to do, for step number 4, schedule author interview. I'm going to click down here and pick and I'm going to say OK. And notice the names appearing here. We've got units and work. We want to go to step 5, design and order marketing materials. That's going to be the resource. Sorry, I lost my mouse here. It's going to be Toby. And then we're going to say OK. And we're going to get Toby at 80 hours. And we can, let's see, next you assign the 2 resources to a single task. Okay, so we're going to go back to the assign resources dialog box, and we're going to, for task 8, we're going to select Sharon and Toby. So let's see. We're going to select, hold on a second. Sorry, I had the wrong thing up there. So we want the assign resources where we have our list. And I'm on step 8. And so I want to pick Sharon and Toby, both of those, and I want to say assign to the kickoff. If you look here, we have both of their names appearing. Notice that Sharon has the 50%. She can only work half-time on this project. So project will account for this unit for Sharon when it's calculating the work. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close that up. I want to come over here. Let's go to step 9, and we're going to do this same thing a different way. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to pick Jane and Zach. Right, so I put both of those in there for task 9, plan author's travel. Then I'm going to go ahead, I can put as many names as I want, and then I'm going to go ahead and say OK. They both get added and the adjustments are made. So the next thing I want to do for step 10, I'm going to go here to 10, we're going to put Zach in there. So I'm going to click this and find Zach. I'm going to go ahead and say OK. It's going to apply it. Look, it's not there until I do that. So Zach is there. So then, so we're kind of done with that little segment, right? So if we turn to 120, the scenario changes a little bit. So some time has passed since you made these initial resource assignments. You receive feedback and you need to adjust things, right? So that was an initial one of so we need to do some adjustments and look at how it affects the control. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to come up here to the Gantt chart and take a look at, let's see, view. I'm going to take that off. Still 41 days, right? Still 41 days. So I'm going to go back to what I had before. And so let me simple assign work resource. Oh, I got to go to a different file. So go ahead and save this one. You're going to submit this one with the changes. So now we're going to do simple assign control work. So this would be the assumption that you're coming back and you have to make some changes. Okay. So we're going to use the assign dialog box to add Zach. So I'm just going to come up here and say assign resources. It's going to bring it up. And then we're going to go to task 5. So Toby's there. So we want to add Zach to this, and we're going to assign it. So now both Toby and Zach are assigned. We're going to use this action button. This is why we're doing the assign resources, because when we do that, project's going to ask us, and we're going to come here and we're going to make sure that it says increase work but not change the duration. Right? And that was the one that was selected, so that was good. So then we're going to go to step number 9, right? And Zach is being removed from that. So Jane and Zach are doing that. We're going to take Zach off of that, so we're going to remove it. And, oh wait, did I do the wrong one? Oh no, I'm going to come over here and click, and we're going to change this to increase duration of the task but keep the same amount of work. Right, so look, it goes down to 6 days. All right, so let's go ahead and close, and we're doing okay. So the change here in our duration, you can see. Let's see. I think we're on step 5. Use the task information dialog box to turn on effort-driven scheduling for task 10. So I'm going to go to task 10. I'm going to come up here and say task information. It's going to click get that. And I need to go over to resources, advanced. I think it's advanced here. Yeah. So for this task, on the task information, we go to the advanced tab. We're going to say it's effort driven. Okay, we're going to do that. And I want you to notice before this next change that channel sales prep is set to 2 weeks. Okay, so I wanted you to look at, this is 2 weeks. And right now we have Zach assigned, and we set the effort driven on, right? So I got to that, guys, just by double clicking. Sorry, I don't even know if you need to double click. Yeah, double click, and it brings that up. Remember, I also showed you the way if you're not sure. Okay, so now we need to add Henry to the task. So we're going to click down here in this task form. We're going to click Hanny Marcos. Look at this, it's still 2 weeks. We're going to go ahead and say okay, and look, now we have 2 people that can give 100% of their time to this project. So it decreased the duration to 1 week. Okay. Okay, so I want you to save that file, and you're going to submit that one. So now we're going to open up the simple assign cost resource. Oops. So we want simple assign cost resource plan. Cost resource, this one. Okay, so we're going to open that up. In the assign resources dialog box, we're going to assign Tony Poe. So the scenario here, I forgot to read that to you. You want to enter planned travel costs for the new book launch. The task requires air travel by the author, Tony. You allocate $800 in anticipation of this expense. So remember, this is a cost. This has nothing to do with the changing of duration or work or anything like that. So we're going to assign resources, right, like that, and we're going to assign Tony. Oops. Sorry, I'm not on the road. So 17. We're going to assign Tony. And then we're going to find travel. And then to the right in the cost column, we're going to put $800 because travel isn't a person. It's a cost that you're going to have, a cost resource. So we're going to put $800 there and say assign. And we're going to go ahead and close. And note the task has the same duration of 1 day, and that Tony has the same units and work value. The cost only impacts the expenses, the cost. It has no impact on the scheduling of the task. Right? All right. So let's go ahead and save that one. Close out of that. We're going to open another new one. So this one, we're just going to look at it, but I actually want you to change something so that we can, I can make sure that you did this. Okay, so check the plan after assigning resources. So we have the task usage view. So let's go view task usage, right? So with the summary table, right? So we don't need that. We've got summary information. You might need to add some columns back on, and that's what I would like you to do. So if you look at the page 122, the big thing that you want to look at is that yours matches, right? Because it's the file you open, but it's 36 days with a total cost of $19,740 and 396 work hours. It was 41 at the beginning, right? And then the shorter duration is because of some of the assignments that we made. We doubled up. Remember, we made one task from 2 weeks to 1 week. Okay, so now we want to view the resource usage view with the summary table. Okay. Okay, so step number 2 on 123 says display the resource usage. So I went to view resource usage, right? And then I want to come over here to data tables and pick summary. So then you should have the view that is on page 123. So this is kind of a cool view because it's looking at the same data, but in in a different view, right? So this is by resource, what they're responsible. If you come back over to task usage, you get the same information, but you're looking at it as almost a timeline, each task, and then the subtasks and the correlation. When we go over to resource and make sure that we're doing a summary table, which it should keep it, you can see same stuff, only now it's broken down by, in this case, most of it individual, or we have travel here by resource. So very important that you understand how, so this data is in the database, right? But what you're looking at and the views that you get is important based on what you're trying to analyze. Are you analyzing resources, or are you analyzing the overall project and dates? And then, if you go to Gantt chart, here we're looking at graphically looking at relationships and a list of time. If you come on here and you put your timeline on, you can do things through looking at time. Let's just get rid of that. Okay. I think that's it. So for your assignment then, go ahead and save that. We didn't really do anything with that. So, but go ahead and send all 4 files back to me for your assignment. All right, guys, thank you and good luck. All right.